Okay, so let's talk about the week ahead astrology wise. So we're going to be looking at the week of June 29th to July 5th. Crazy. Now, Monday, June 29th, Mercury stations retrograde. Then, right after that, we have a full moon in Capricorn. And right after that full moon, Jupiter moves into Leo. So that's a jam-packed day of crazy shifts. Wednesday, July 1st, Jupiter squares Chiron. Friday, July 3rd, Mars is conjunct Uranus. That is going to be a very significant day, just going to say that. Saturday, July 4th, Mars is sextile Neptune. And then Sunday, July 5th, Mars trines Pluto. So a lot of deeper transits moving with Mars as Mars enters Gemini. Literally is happening today. Mars is entering Gemini. Now, let's see. We're going to shift here. Okay. Jumping over to astrology and jumping over here to, why is it? Oh, I don't like this new update on the TikTok Live platform. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. Planets! Yippee! Yippee! Thank you everybody for liking and sharing the live. It helps my content get out to other people who may enjoy this, what we're doing here. So we're really jiving in. Yeah, we got the planets, we got the luminaries. Okay. Oh, crack the neck, get ready. Okay. Holy hell. So, and yods, we got all this stuff happening here. Now, yay, we got so much. Literally, a part of me just was like, I'm just gonna end the stream now. I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. But we're gonna talk about it. Don't worry. This is gonna be. Don't worry, our gathering, I made sure that it is literally right at the peak of the full moon. So we're really going to have that moment. Not AM, PM. I literally put the PM. Thanks for the follow, Ryan. As I'm crashing out. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Monday. June 29th, we have a full moon in Capricorn happening. I have a full YouTube video out on it, and for whatever reason, my audio was doing a weird thing. Is my audio doing that now? Is there weird, like, staticky sounds? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. I don't know what that was about. That was so weird. Also, my YouTube friends, hi. Y'all alive over there? You see some people hanging out? Some. No, sounds good. Okay, good. Cool. So this full moon, right? This full moon. First, I want to talk about Mercury stationing retrograde. We're gonna start there. We gotta start there because that's the transit that is happening first. So. Literally blinked out. I'm going to forewarn everybody. Everybody, you've been warned. I'm ruled by Mercury, and this retrograde is just literally going to have me become a mute. Like, don't be scared that I'm not communicating about it. Okay, so Mercury is stationing retrograde in Cancer. Sweet friends, this is going to be very interesting. And this full moon is going to be an invitation to actually be okay with being hard and logical. I say that with a lot of tender lovingness and grace because this full moon is going to be peaking in Capricorn, which is really having us look at legacy, looking at long-term goals, visions, futures, and actually celebrating the successes that we've actually made up till this point, but also realizing that there's now another mountain to climb, right? Another layer of success that we desire to meet. And so this Mercury retrograde happening at the same time that this full moon is, like, astrology is just so wild in this. Yes, big invitation to look back at the Capricorn new moon that was January 18th, right? I think. Yeah. And for those of you who gathered with me then, big stuff was happening at that time, right? So we all know the surface level of Mercury going retrograde. Everybody says, like, tech issues and miscommunications, but just a heads up, the rest of the retrogrades in Mercury for Mercury this year are going to be in water signs. We had one in Pisces at the beginning of this year. We're having one in Cancer right now, and then we're going to have one in Scorpio. They always are moving through the same element. So there really is this, this is what was coming through my dreams. The way the astrology language communicates to me is so entertaining now. This is a deep rewiring of literally how they showed it to me was our blood. Because our blood holds the DNA conditioning that has moved through our lineage, right? Understanding that Cancer energy and our emotional responses. That is what is going to be coming up at the forefront of this Mercury retrograde. It is going to be very, I heard cathartic a little bit, of like allowing old emotional substance out to be like gone for good. There's going to be a lot of emotional responses. So just forewarning, a lot of people are going to be on edge. A lot of people are going to be on edge, and a lot of people are going to be trying to build foundations on their emotions. Emotions are not something you should build on. And Mappy, you're going to get me when I say this, right? And for those of you who weren't raised Mormon, you won't understand this. There's a story about the wise man who built his house upon the rock. And it's really this parable of like, what is your foundation? Because like the foolish man built his house upon the sand, and then the floods came in and wiped. Like, that's literally what I'm seeing for this. I'm so sorry to bring back religious stuff. No, it's burned into my brain too. But let's look at like the underneath of that story, right? We have to like really understand the hard facts and logic that is coming up at this time. This full moon is going to be our anchor for the rest of the Mercury retrograde. It's like really seeing like, what's the tangible evidence for what is happening? I can't respond to other people's emotional shitstorms because of like, it's just drama. It's just drama for the sake of drama and emotional stories. There's also the other flip side of this deeper alchemy that is coming up, that is asking for you to still feel your feelings, right? To feel your feelings, but not lose your emotional hygiene, right? We've been really working on emotional hygiene, especially the collective that tunes into these things that I'm doing here, of understanding this is mine to move through, mine to process, mine to purge, right? And you can do it in shared containers, right? Like my inner circle, that is a good space to be like, this is something that moved through. It's why we have a venting channel in the Discord. It's so we don't like bring the trauma into other spaces. We share it in a shared container that has its own safety mechanisms and structures, right? It's, yeah, you can absolutely join the Discord, Desiree. The link should be in my bio, and or discord.com/invite/HOCM, House of Celestial Magic. Now, Yeah, everybody's going to be emotional. Yes, everybody is going to be emotional. Man, I wish we had commands that we could do in the TikTok chat. And welcome everybody. If you're new, every Sunday I go live talking about the astrological forecast for the week ahead. You can think about this as like your energetic news forecast or weather forecast of like what's going to be going down. If you cannot stay for the whole live stream, do not stress. I re-upload this to YouTube under my username Astraemia, and I write a newsletter. Every Monday it hits your inbox to guide you through the week ahead with all these things that I'm talking about. I put it in a written format because I know we all have different learning styles, right? So if you're yet to subscribe, it's totally free. Now, coming back into Mercury retrograde, there's going to be a deep review of how we relate to the archetype of mother. And looking in your own natal chart, where is that Cancer house for you? That is going to be the sort of substance and terrain that you're moving through. For some of you, it might be, similar to how we're looking at it here, it might be moving through your 9th house into your 8th house, right? It might be dual rulership, depending on it, where Cancer is within your chart, not using whole sign, but this is going to be where you normally hold the archetype of mother, where you hold the container, where you like really hold the fort down. Hey friends, I'm going to tell you here. My Cancer house is the 11th house of community. Isn't that just so fitting? So fitting. So thank you. Thank you. Yes. I do think it's weird for an 18-year-old guy to date a 25-year-old girl. I'm just going to say that as somebody who also had gone through that dynamic at that same age with a person. And no. 18 is no different than 17. I work with teenagers. I'm going to put that there. That's it. Okay. I began North Node Cancer in the 8th house. Began to work on my startup before I knew what I was making. Right. I know. I saw your comment, Matt. So cool. All right. So continue. Again, I'm going to keep getting derailed. There's a lot of conversations happening and I love engaging with you guys. So snapping back into this Mercury retrograde, right? I'm just laughing at this conversation that's happening in TikTok. I think after 21, he's fine. Men mature slower, and that's not a disregard of men. That is just literally biologically, and just date people your age. Yeah. So, and yeah. 20s is a weird time. 20s is a weird experience. Just the whole window of being 20. Very weird. So, welcome, Aaliyah. Now, okay, I'm coming back into the channel about Mercury. I'm going to have to close my eyes because I'll keep getting distracted. So we're getting invited into this deeper, like, thread of DNA, right? I was mentioning the mother, how we mother ourselves, how we mother others. We step into the role of mother in this space, whichever house it is in for you. And there's going to be a deeper realization of like how that was passed on to you through the patterns of your upbringing, right? That 4th house sort of energy of like lineage, right? Where, maybe that was where you saw mom really holding it down in certain aspects, or what you can follow your lineage to that degree. And it's really going to be this rewiring and this deeper excavation of those emotional responses that have happened in that space. And I see it as a deeper clearing out and a deeper reflection. Desiree, just click on the picture that says House of Celestial Magic in the link in my bio, and or scroll all the way down where it says Discord. I trust that you'll be able to find it, my love. As I like touch into this, right? Mercury is going to be retrograde until, what day does it go direct? I'll be forgetting. On the 23rd, and then we'll still be in Cancer until, I believe the 9th. Yeah, the 9th of August. So there's going to be a lot of like deeper evolving, deeper emotional, like it really is fortifying the true emotional thread that you wish to express yourself on. Like this is really tuning in to how you honor your own feelings and not being swayed by others. Oh, you know what this comes down? Oh, this is a perfect example. It's like when a baby is like, or a toddler's throwing a tantrum, as the mother, right? You hold your energy because you're having them regulate with you, right? And like there's this deeper invitation, because I'm seeing this, like it could be external things, right? There could be people having like shit storms around you and expecting you to like save them or rescue them or change their circumstance somehow. And this is like literally just asking you to stay centered. This might be you with a version of you that is calling for your attention and is trying to bring in old like emotional patterns that you don't actually really want to subscribe to anymore. So you're programming a new response story. That's what the retrograde is inviting in. And this goes a lot deeper than just mental space. This is the responses that a baby has to get their needs met. Thanks for the follow. Welcome. Let's go. So it's deeper. It's deeper than just, you know, a couple of sent emails or spelling errors in a text. This is like where you read into the story because somebody didn't respond to you in a certain amount of time, and how your brain creates this drama of, oh my God, they don't like me anymore. That is the thing that we have to catch, is the emotional drama that our mind can create to keep us in fear, to keep us small, to keep us playing into these cycles and systems that ultimately don't fucking matter. Right? That's what this Mercury retrograde is going to be. And I'm here to tell you, it's the image that keeps coming to mind is like everybody's their own little cyclone happening around us. Like literally like spinning out. And it's just like we're dodging them. But then we're spinning out too. So you're going to have your moments as well of spinning out where you're just like, just watch the story. And then I invite you to hone back in on this Capricorn full moon that is really just going to be our anchor point, and we're going to be really anchoring into this anchor point for our full moon and Capricorn gathering of like, what is the cold hard truth and the facts of the situation? If I were to take my emotions, my response out of this, what is true? What is true? That this person is another individual that is living a whole different life that has a whole different programming than me. Is this about me? I don't know. And I will know when they tell me. My love, my sweet, sweet love, Desiree, let me show you something. So this is the link in my bio. When you scroll down, literally click this image. It says tap and click the image. It's going to give you the link. There you go. Okay. And or you can scroll all the way down where it says join the Discord server. Okay. If it doesn't open, you need to click the 3 dots in the top right hand corner and press open an external browser. That's I've been trying to make a TikTok while high and it's funny. I'm so glad you're having so much fun, Mappy. This is entertaining for me too. Sometimes the drama is good though. The drama is good for the ego to chew up and like enjoy and have fun with. Yes, right? I'd rather see my dramas in films than my personal life. Like, I'd rather watch it or read it in a good book than have it happen in my life. And what's wild for me personally, thanks for the follow, Desiree, is I don't have a lot of drama in my life. I've never been a drama kind of person. I'm like, why? Shout out to my Aquarius moon. Okay, I talked a lot about this Mercury retrograde. Hopefully, is that landing for people? Does that make sense? I've had that conversation with my younger self these last couple days. Beautiful. Like, yeah, it's like, why are we making this bigger than it actually needs to be? Like, where does the truth actually live? Right? And right, it's a balance though. And again, I'm saying, like, when the feelings do come up, feel them. When somebody doesn't respond to your message immediately, right? And I'm bringing that in because Mercury is communication. Feel the feeling of like, oh, there's a part of me that feels afraid that I'm asking for too much. How can I pour into that part of me? Oh, there's a part of me that really needs to be seen in this moment. How can I shed some light on them, right? Now, with this full moon in Capricorn, there's such an interesting edge that is coming up with this full moon in Capricorn, right? I wrote about it on my newsletter. I have a full YouTube video breakdown of this full moon. It's ruled by the Two of Pentacles. I'm not sure why it would do that for you, but you're good. Cancer in the 5th house, RIP Pisces rising. No, you're good. That's just going to be creative exploration. And yeah, well, and dating too. Good luck. Thanks for the rose, Matt. This full moon being ruled by the Two of Pentacles, it really is this, this full moon's adding a little chaotic twist on it too, is what I'm going to say, because there is this sort of energy of like, oh, this is what I asked for. Now I'm getting it. And now who I am presently is wanting something different, right? Where it's kind of this idea of like ordering like a chocolate cake, but then like you see some, like you're in the process of waiting for the chocolate cake, you're wanting something changes, right? Something shifts. So my favorites are the YouTube 8th house. Yeah, let's go. So there's an invitation with this full moon to really see where your values actually lie, right? With who you are now, who you are presently, who you've been cultivating through these different lunations. And I bring that in because this full moon is ruled by Jupiter because it's in the first decan. And the first decan being Jupiter, and Jupiter's at the final degree of Cancer before it shifts into Leo after this full moon. So again, this day is just packed with so many shifts, and it's almost going to be like, you know what they just showed me? They just showed me like the Beyblades, right? Where you like let her rip. Like literally that's kind of like this shift of energy. It's like, oh, here we're just going in different directions. And Jupiter in Cancer the last year has been highlighting each and every new and full moon. The moon moving through the signs has been highlighted and ruled by Jupiter in Cancer. So there's just been a lot of emotional terrain and substance that we have been moving through in this last year. And this full moon is kind of like a culmination point of like, hey, look at what you've done. Are you ready to like actually actively apply the learning now? Right? we're getting an opportunity to apply the lessons and be seen applying the lessons as Jupiter shifts into Leo of what this Mercury retrograde is going to be bringing in, which is going to be a lot of emotional chaos. And it's everybody's personal emotional chaos. That's the thing I'm going to continue to bring you back to. It's not yours. You choose how you respond. So this Capricorn full moon is also really inviting in, like, what do you want? Who is this person that wants to, like, who is the responder? Right? How do you want to show up? Who do you want to be in it? And there is this building energy as well of, like, I kind of compared it to in my YouTube video, like testing the bridge, testing the foundation. We got to, like, really put it to the test to see if it holds. And if it doesn't hold, guys, that is okay. That is asking for you to look deeper at where you need to build stronger foundations. Everything about this full moon is going to give you deeper information around your operating systems. Okay. And then Jupiter moves into Leo, right? Literally an hour or two, I think, after. Let's watch. So Jupiter's right here. It's that little 4 sigil thing. Shift. I think it's like at 8 p.m. It moves into Leo. It's thinking. 9? Oh, 10? Wow, it's a lot later in the evening. I thought it was, okay, later in the evening. So then Jupiter moves into Leo. And it's literally this night and day shift, right? Where Jupiter in Cancer is lunar ruled, which is all about the subconscious. And then it shifts into Leo, which is solar ruled. So it's bringing us back into this Cancer sun a little bit deeper, right? Where the sun is in Cancer. So it's like, who am I in my emotions, right? That sort of other anchor point happening there. And we do have a T-square happening to, we're not going to go into all that. You know, and there's a lot of deeper threads about Leo energy that's going to be really moved through the next year and a half with the nodes shifting into Leo and Aquarius. So it's going to be a very interesting tone. So Jupiter shifts into Leo. Okay. So Jupiter shifts into Leo, and it's literally like this desire of, like, wanting to be seen in this process too, right? It's like, okay, here's my energy. And then the South Node's going to shift, and, like, this is a whole future thing, and I'm going to do a video on it later, but then the South Node shifts into Leo, and it really is like, what is your authentic energy, right? You're going to be purging out any inauthentic expression of yourself. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. Now, Jupiter is going to, it's not just glitz, glams, and fashion happening here. Wherever Leo is for you, it's going to be pulling you into looking at the expansion of letting yourself be seen. And letting yourself be seen while you're in the process of, like, dodging a lot of emotional stuff that's happening presently. It's going to create a deeper, it feels a little bit, I'm not going to lie, there's going to be a lot of exploiting energy that's going to be happening with this time. It's like really bringing things to the surface to be seen. And we're really going to be seeing at this time, like, what is real and what is not real, right? A lot of facades are going to be dropping. A lot of fake things are going to be caught. A lot of false energy is going to be witnessed. Okay. Jupiter in Leo is a really fun energy, though. It really is, like, success with putting yourself out there and trying, just doing it, just literally letting yourself be seen. Okay. And with this shift happening with this full moon that is ruled by Jupiter, it's literally like propelling us into a whole different, like, whoa, it's a little bit, a little whiplashy. I'm not gonna lie. This full moon's got a lot of whiplash. And I know I've been talking about this Monday for 30 minutes, because there's so much happening. And I'm doing my best to prepare you guys for it. Okay, now let's go ahead and jump ahead to, let's bring this back to like, I don't know, 12 p.m. if it'll even do it. Okay, let's look at the first. Boop. Okay, so on the first, we have Jupiter, now in Leo, making a square to Chiron in Taurus. Where's Chiron? Where are you, guy? What? Why did I circle? What? Jupiter, there. There's Chiron. I'm like, why did I circle Mars? So, you guys get my live reactions of actually like looking at these transits, because I literally do this live with you guys. Chiron. Oh yeah, this is fun. This is fun. This is fun. Because Chiron in Taurus really is like us questioning our worth. And then, so what squares do? Squares create tension. Squares are 90-degree angles that create tension. So think about it like the tectonic plates rubbing up against each other. And they like rub up and something comes up of it, right? So Jupiter in Leo is like, yo, let's fucking go. This is me. Like, we're doing the damn thing. We're really just like letting the energy go. And Chiron in Taurus is like, yeah, but like, you're worthless. As an astrologer, I can see what Jupiter in Leo is going to be doing for us. I'm gonna dive deeper into that, though. I'm gonna dive deeper into what I mean by that. I just had a moment. I just thought that was really funny. So Taurus Chiron energy is really having us look at where we truly value ourselves, where our values lie, where we actually truly believe in ourselves, right? To put our money where our mouth is, and or charge our worth, and or ask for our like physical needs to be met, right? So there really is this edge of like, am I worthy to take up space? And so Chiron in Taurus is going to feel a little bit a bit of a downer, not in a bad way, but it really is this sort of like, no, I'm not sure about this, right? Where there's sort of those points of us that I gotta like pause the like cerebral thinking and like really drop into my body with this, because there's a lot of healing that comes in from Chiron and Taurus, because Chiron and Taurus is just pointing out where we have had stories around like our value and our worth and what we deserve, right? And I'm here to tell you, just like from the baseline energy is like, everybody deserves to have their needs met and to be seen and celebrated and loved. Okay. And so we're really getting the opportunity to look at the stories around why we do not think that. Why do we not feel that? How do we show up and inhabit space in a way that says like, I'm not worthy? I'm even literally thinking of body language. Like, if you're not sitting with your shoulders back, if you're not walking into a room feeling confident, like even just the physical embodiment of confidence, it makes me think of like holding the Superman pose for like 5 minutes will literally like somatically changes your expression, right? And so Chiron in Taurus is really just having us notice where we still do not feel we are of value. Oh, look at our issues to be found. That's literally viruses are popping up. Where that was so funny. Where there's still corruption within your physical body too, and how you respond to the world. And Jupiter in Leo is going to trigger that, because Jupiter in Leo is saying, like, I'm worth being seen. I deserve to step out. I deserve to actually inhabit my life. I am so willing to just like step out and be seen and be known. So this square is just really inviting in for us to see where these stories are still inhabited in our expression, where we still hold back. That's all the square is doing. It's really evoking, like, why am I afraid? Okay. Why am I afraid? That's what squares do. They bring up substance. They bring things to the surface that we wouldn't be able to see if these squares weren't happening, right? This could be you being triggered by somebody who's actually like unapologetically shining their light. And there's a part of you that says, I can't believe they're doing that. Like, that goes against all of my values and my worth, right? And or you might be shining your light and you have somebody in your life that goes like, that's too much. And this can all be happening within all of you. You could be having that dialogue with a version of yourself within you. Okay. Now, jumping ahead to Friday, July 3rd, this is kind of our big kahuna of a day. Hi, Ciara. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for liking and sharing the live too. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. We're also live on YouTube and Twitch, just for a heads up. The camera quality is a lot better over there. I look very crispy. Now, on July 3rd, we have this happening. We have Mars and Uranus conjunct in Gemini. Now, I love this energy, but I also know that, like, it's probably going to make some waves. The fact that it's on July 3rd, too. It's going to make some waves. It's going to make some waves. So, Mars, our planet of drive, movement, will, action, has moved into Gemini and is really actually bringing action to our words, which is really funny because now Mercury's retrograde. So like the word terrain is kind of like, you know what the image spirit just gave me in my mind? That is hilarious. I really was categorizing Mars moving into Gemini as this like strategy plan, like literally like really seeing like which direction to go. How do I want to approach things? Like actually finally like having a strategy towards getting things done. And literally I just saw like somebody crying so much that it like gets the map a little wet. And so where it's like the emotions are kind of like making the ink kind of spread where it's not as legible. Hi, divination lover, welcome. So hi Nikki, oh my goodness, hello. So very interesting. And then Uranus meets Neptune, and Neptune in Uranus meets Neptune. Fuck my life and my words right now. Mercury, please. Mars meets Uranus in Gemini. Where'd Neptune just snuck in. That was funny. I'm trying to get the drink reminder, but I can't find them. You're gonna drink water. I only have coffee. So this is so awesome because Uranus in Gemini that's what's been bringing in the insane downloads that have been happening, where our mental space is just like connected. It's like Bluetooth plugged in, connected to everything, everybody, spirit source, everything, everyone. And Mars meeting Uranus is like amplifying the energy, and actually this can be a lot of mental breakthroughs that are going to be happening for people of like, oh my god, this is the thing I need to take action on, this is the thing that I need to actually start moving forward towards and actually like to have the action. I also see this like shaking up a lot of people's foundational energy of like what they thought they wanted to do, and like it's completely a 180 shift. Of course this is going to apply to you based off of which house Gemini rules over in your natal chart. So of course, always looking at your own chart where Gemini is for you. There's just going to be like a rocking of foundations and like actually shifting. It's like a 180 pivot in a completely different direction. So this is going to create a lot of change, and this is so exciting, but also might be challenging if you had an emotional attachment to the plan. And my ear just started ringing. Yeah, because that Mercury retrograde is really bringing it in, where it's just like a lot of emotional substance is being kicked up, and it's almost like, where do we go from here? Where are we going from here? Where do I want, like, the map has completely changed. And I just saw, like, what movie is that from, where like the map changes? I'm saying, like, is it Maze Runner? I don't know, like different times, but I'm literally seeing like a pirate map where it's like changing. So I don't know if that's a specific movie. I don't know, but I'm just seeing that where it's like, I was thinking it was Maze Runner, but I'm also seeing like your emotional response to things is going to be the thing that unlocks the plan. Again, with the crying on the map, I'm seeing it like reveal ink underneath the surface, or different strategies where it's like, if there's a lot of emotional substance that's coming up over a specific direction, like there's a need to like hear the emotion and like feel the emotion, but also not let the emotion be the thing that's changing the direction, but it's revealing what is underneath the surface. Does that make sense? That clocking to y'all? Yay. Awesome. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yay. Thank you, divination lover. Appreciate it. All right. So again, this conjunction that's happening with it's because Neptune's the next transit. Neptune's really wanting to talk about this sort of shift, and we can probably start feeling this because Neptune's here at 4 degrees. There's going to be a sextile happening. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Lock it in, Benji. That's it. Uranus and fucking hell, I can't words right now. It's so funny to me. I'm literally staring at this and I'm like, I know exactly what you are, but the words are not leaving my mouth. Uranus and Mars coming together is like, action's gonna happen. I wouldn't be surprised if we have more earthquakes at this time. We've already had a lot of seismic activity. I wouldn't be surprised if we have more significant earthquakes that happen at this time. Normally, I don't do a lot of geological, astrological predictions, but this for me, I'm like, well, it's given earthquakes. And that can apply to your life, where it's like shaking the foundations. And I see those sort of skyscrapers of like, did you build your building strong enough to withhold this? As you can see, this theme is reoccurring from this Capricorn full moon. The shifting of the guards, Jupiter moving into Leo, Mercury going retrograde, Mars now meeting Uranus, where it's literally like, I'm seeing somebody trying to juggle a bunch of plates. And like, it's like, what? You're gonna have to put some things down. You're gonna have to put some things down. What date is this? You can check out the date here. It should be down below. This is on the 3rd that we're looking at. Thanks for the follow, Jeannie. So, but I love this too. I really, really love this because it's like finally feeling like there's a momentum somehow that's going to shift you and change the trajectory. So moving forward, let's look at the 4th of July. If you are in the United States, thanks for the follow. No, I've never gotten a warning, but I also don't share their logo. So maybe just be aware of that. Scooby. right? The logo is hidden. Now, okay, we got Mars making the sextile to Neptune. Mappy, you're so cute right now. This is so wholesome. It's like I feel like I get like little Mappy in the chat right now. This is wholesome. Wholesome energy. So 4th of July, right? There's I don't know what you guys had planned. I'm not gonna do anything this day, personally. I just don't. My brother invited me to go to a parade, and I'd rather not be around people. But that's just me in general. That's just me as a person. So Mars making a sextile to Neptune this day. There's sort of this like, I just hate loud noises. I hate fireworks so much. I hate so much. Ugh. And now, wow, I can even like just feeling into this transit. I just feel like Neptune is creating this sort of there's like this static buzz that is happening with this sextile, and what it feels like is this sort of like Neptune is sending Mars the fuel to carry the fire. And what that fuel is, Neptune in Aries for me has been really representing the sort of lens of unconditional love for the self. Like literally self-love devotion, because you taking care of you fueling you is actually what is healing the world at large. Okay? And so this sextile is this very supportive energy of like, I just heard like, and I know Neptune's going to be going retrograde the next week. So there is this sort of moment of like locking in to the new direction. Like it's almost like insight coming in. Mars is gathering the data from Uranus. He's grabbing the torch. He's grabbing I'm seeing him like, it's like very Matrix-esque now. It's like I'm grabbing the data that was delivered to me from God, and I'm going to go forward. And Neptune is like giving him a speed boost of like, continue to, if the path is not in self-devotion. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it too, Mappy. Yeah, I literally, my body, like my DNA response to fireworks is literally like I should be hiding. Like my ancestors are literally like, this is not normal or right. I don't want to be desensitized to this. I would love to read for you Manifest Life Flow. All my offerings for anybody who is also interested. I'm only doing 10 readings a month. I have 8 readings left for July. If you're interested in getting a natal chart reading with me and booking with me, all of that is through the link in my bio. This sextile is really just, it's supportive energy. It really is just moving forward into this like continuing forward. How do I describe this? Because I literally felt the energy was just like this. You know who they're showing me? They're from Apex Legends. Like one of the healers. Like somebody who has that like healing powers. Like it literally, that's what Neptune and Aries is feeling like to this Mars, is like, here's a little like love boost. Like here's a little like, remember why you're doing this. Why you're doing this. Now moving forward to Sunday, Mars is kind of the heavy hitter this week. He's making a lot of different aspects. Then Mars is making a trine to Pluto. So a lot of this energy is going to be connected. Like Mars is making all of these different connections that are with the outer planets. So it really is, Mars is really getting tasked with a lot of making change and making movement. Esports mentioned. Let's freaking go. What is her name? I literally see her. I'm like, who is she? Lifeline. Literally. That's what I was like. It was the word lifeline. That's what Spirit's like. Neptune is this lifeline. Lifeline. Her. That's who I was picking up on. I love how this works sometimes. I'm like, thank you, Matt. It was so fun sitting with Matt too, of like really diving into his chart, right? I know a good chunk of you who have gotten readings from me have been like, what the frick? I got to read for like a community member, like multiple of you guys actually this last week I've gotten to read for. And it just is so like, my heart gets so full to be able to like witness and see you guys at like that deep level and give you the gift of you, of like you. Okay, back to the astrology for the week ahead. So Mars is making this trine to Pluto, and now I'm kind of connecting these pieces all together for this week, and it really does feel like this greater... That's probably... Okay, so sometimes Spirit does this thing where they'll have me consume content that somehow will eventually relate to the astrology, and I've been redigesting the Percy Jackson Netflix series or Disney Plus series. And I'm like, oh my God, Mars meeting Uranus, he's getting a quest. Like we're all getting some sort of quest that is literally being evoked by the gods. Because like these are the outer planets. They are like the big guys. I'm like, oh, this is a quest. We're getting a quest and it's gonna like shift things. That's what we've been feeling building, guys. I'm like, what is this? If none of this makes sense to you guys, it's fine. It's just for me. It's for me and the people that it makes sense for. That's how I do this astrology. That's how I know the right people that are understanding this. They'll connect. Thanks for the follow, Angie. I appreciate it. Welcome. And thank you everybody for hanging out. So this, oh, I love that. Josh the Emperor just said, I got a spur of the moment instinct. Go revisit old favorite songs ASAP. You'll find an Easter egg message. I love that. I think that is true. A lot of old music has been coming up for me as well, where it kind of, music for me is a way to time travel. Yeah. Like the comics. Yeah. I really, the Percy Jackson series and also Sailor Moon was why I got into astrology, right? The Greek pantheon was like my gateway, right? And Sailor Moon was like, I was like the planets, right? I was really obsessed with the archetypes of them. And then I had my natal chart reading at 15. And then I was like, this is it. Deja, hello. And then moving into, right? And so there's this wild reflection. And again, going to point out our Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of like reflecting on the past. Like that was another piece, guys. That was another piece of the Mercury retrograde that I'm going to drop in here. You know how water can be programmed by the words that you speak to it? That is exactly what this Mercury retrograde is showing us, is like the old programming of how we used to talk to ourselves, because our blood literally is water. Our body has water. There's this really deep introspection that is happening so deeply. And we're getting the opportunity to rewire ourselves. Okay. A little moment. And then this trine that Mars is making to Pluto, this is a deep fortification where Pluto being retrograde, right? We've talked about it a lot on the past live streams where we've really dove into this. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius right now is literally having us look at our internal wiring system, like how we are wired at like this intellectual level. And we're looking at the old systems and the old parts and pieces that are no longer ours to carry, right? And so that does connect a little bit to this thread, but this is a deeper, more primal level. Aquarius is more mental and spiritual level. Okay. So this trine that Mars is making to Pluto on Sunday is sort of this another fortifying piece of like taking action on these deeper parts that have been undergoing transformation on a personal level. Sage, how long am I live for? Depends. Each week's unique. I'm usually live about an hour, hour and a half. I do have something in 45 minutes, so I will probably be ending here soon after we do questions. But if you weren't able to stay for the whole live stream, I re-upload this to YouTube, everybody. It goes to YouTube. And additionally, I have my newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. It's where I sit and write out all these transits that we've been moving through, and I send them to you. I'll be emailing them to you when you subscribe. It's totally free. When is the full moon gathering? It's going to be on tomorrow, which is the 29th at 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 5:30 Mountain, 6:30 Central, and 7:30 Eastern. There's 8 more spots if you want to drop in. Now I just really want to wrap up this sort of trine that we have happening here, because there is really some magic in it, and it's only when I start talking about these things that's how my Mercury works. It's like I start talking and then it starts clicking. How to get a reading? Emil, or is that Amelie? Amelie? I don't have my glasses on. In order to get a reading from me, I don't do live natal chart readings because I go deep and I go in depth with my clients. So if you're looking for a reading, you can book through the link in my bio. I would be honored to read for you. I don't like to read publicly because for those of you who I know are in the chat that I've read for, it's a lot. I even had a client, this is something I want to share with you guys before I dive in. I was sitting with a client about to read her chart, and she had to pick up her son, and I said, I love you, but the information I'm about to share with you is not for his ears to hear. Your child does not need to know these things about you until you're ready to share them with him, right? Feel really, really, really proud of that boundary. Protective mama mode. I'm like, no, kids don't, even if they're young, even if they're little, like they still understand stuff. Thank you, Mina. The reading is so worth it. Thank you. Yeah, it was so fun reading for you, Mina. It was so fun. Oh, that was magic. That was magic. And now I'm seeing that like cool staircase thing again. That was so much fun. Okay, so back to this trine. Trines are very supportive, right? This really feels like, thank you. Thank you, Matt. This is like really bringing in, it's like, okay, what they're showing me with this Pluto retrograde, because Pluto is a retrograde always for about half the year. It's just it's a part of the system. And so there's been a lot of underneath the surface reprogramming happening. And they're just showing me that there's an area that's complete, that the programming is complete in another area, that Pluto is shifting to move to do different reprogramming, and I feel is going to be working with Mercury here. And so Mars, this supportive trine, is like, you have enough substance. You might have enough substance to actually like go for that. What does my mentorship program look like? Shoot me an email and or apply for a mentorship spot. And or if I have room at the end of this, I will talk a little bit more about this, but I'm going to finish up this thread about the astrology before I start answering deeper questions. So you're in my mind. I got you locked in. Oh, Angie, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry that she was rude. That's... Well, all you know from that information is she's not for you. And you found an astrologer who you vibe with, right? Information. It's all information. Now, I'm just hearing like Pluto saying like, it feels like this deeper rooted, like, go for it. Mars is like actually getting action to move forward and actually like go for things, right? After this information that was just downloaded from Uranus and Gemini. Now, I'm going to take a moment with this and see if anything else wants to come through. Yeah, they're showing like a part of the map, like your internal map is like, it's good. Like you can stand on it. Like you can actually make these decisions by actually leaning into those parts that feel more fortified, that you've been doing a lot of reprogramming and rewiring with, while there's other parts still moving. And that there, and yeah, even just immediately, like there is going to be a lot of movement that is still happening, a lot of moving parts, but it is supported by this retrograde Pluto. Like, go. Some of the action might be more internal too. It might not be an immediate, like, it's out in the world, but it might be this more deeper, like you might be doing more of this action on the inner level, a bit more reprogramming with the action of Mars here as well. Yay, Angie, last minutes of Jupiter and Cancer, so intense. Yeah, I'm loving it. Loving it. Okay, that is our week. Holy cow. I really see Mars is doing a lot of stuff besides our day on Monday, which is also a lot, but Mars is like literally getting handed a quest. You're getting a quest. Whatever that quest is, it might be an internal quest, right? I'm seeing this book's coming to mind. I've not read it. What's it called? Holy shit. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. Something about daemon or demon? What's it called? Like the layers of hell, like the 7 layers of hell. What is it? Oh, yeah. Dante's Inferno. It was started with a D. I was like, what is it? Yeah. Something about that, guys, is coming up too. So, yeah. You guys got it. God, the channeling is so wild. Y'all all got it. Yeah. So I've yet to read that. So might be a read for you guys. All right. So again, recap for the week of, wow, this was a longer live stream, which is totally fine. Recap for the week of June 29th to July 5th. On Monday, we have a full moon in Capricorn, which again is going to be my last public full moon gathering. So if you're desiring to meet and try it on and see what it's like to be in a container with me, this is the last opportunity. Otherwise, we're closing down new and full moon circles to my inner circle only, which there are spots. So if you want to join the inner circle, that would be freaking epic. It is beautiful. Then Jupiter enters Leo, Mercury stations retrograde. On Wednesday, July 1st, Jupiter squares Chiron. Friday, July 3rd, Mars is conjunct Uranus. Saturday, July 4th, Mars sextile Neptune. Sunday, July 5th, Mars is trine Pluto. Lots happening. Lots going down.